Greetings, adventurer. Welcome to the Twer Kingdom, Middle-earth. And I'm Aragorn, the first twerking. I see you are seeking the secret of Warliege power. But you have to prove your worth first. Now start twerking in front of your phone for 3 minutes. Good. You have passed the test. Now I will teach you everything about Warliege, so listen closely. Right now, Warliege class is ranked 3rd on Valkyrie's ranking. It shows how big the balls this class has. And Warliege actually has 5 different paths to take. Well, we will only discuss the 2 most popular ones because of time constraint. Warliege is a very efficient class, with strength as its only focus, newbie-friendly, high power ceiling, and high survivability. Their ability to climb Valkyrie is top-notch, and their disadvantages are early to mid and higher Valkyrie floor has a different build. And lastly, highly demanding on equipment affixes for skill cooldown and survivability. Warliege also has too many options to take, so some people might get confused. I will elaborate further in the later section. This is an advice from First Warliege on the ranking. Below the 200th floor of Valkyrie, use the shield throw build. Above that, use Whirlwind slash build. You can still stretch the shield throw build up to the 300th floor. But surely your damage would be lacking compared to the other one. So this would be our main skill, Bounding Shield. Bounding Shield is a physical attack, a long-range skill, and will not receive melee buff. Bounding Shield with full resolve will grant additional non-attribute damage, which means it doesn't take any attribute damage bonus, including regular damage. The additional damage is categorized as area damage, so it could be increased by using Epicenter and Twin Novi Fatebound. There are 2 Chinese mathematics scholars who calculated the damage increase with Epicenter. This is the result of the first scholar's experiment. As you can see here, level 3 Epicenter only increased additional area damage by almost 240%. So the final damage becomes 140%. And the second scholar claims that level 2 Epicenter will increase the damage to 130%, while level 3 is 170% respectively. Who is right and who is wrong? I don't know. I tested it myself and here is the result. So, based on my own experiment, I agree with the second scholar more. You can also try to use Twin Novi, but Epicenter is more in line with strength-based equipment. For the weapon, we've got 2 popular options. 1. Refined Steel Sword and Shield, or 2. Refined Steel Lance. But I think Lance is better because Bounding Shield isn't affected by the weapon's attack speed, only attack speed in your status. Let's see the comparison between sword and lance. Their attack speed is pretty similar, and the sword I used had plus 8% attack speed affixes. The gap in attack damage between sword and shield and lance is also quite big, so I will keep using lance for this build. Of course, you can also use sword and shield if you want to. For the rest of the equipment, you can just use anything as long as the Fatebound and affixes match your needs. As I said before, Warliege has too many options for Fatebound and equipment. I even had a hard time finding the perfect example for the build. but you can use Medusa as the main equipment and add Buccaneer or Triumvirate according to your choice. For equipment affixes, you should be looking for regular damage as much as possible. It's also recommended to have your skill cooldown above 100% so the skill can be used seamlessly. Here is the skill distribution. You can also add a few points to Unflinching for survival. And for Fatebound, use Thor's Demesson on Colossal Might or Bounding Shield, Gungnir on Bounding Shield. Now I will show you the Scarecrow and Valkyrie showcase from a Chinese player. As you can see, he needs to use another weapon for bleed, instead of using the shield throw build. This build is indeed not recommended for Valkyrie's higher floor. Now let's talk about the second build, Whirlwind Slash. I will show you how the skill works first. Watch closely. How was it? It's my highest twerking technique. Anyways, this is our main skill. This build is focused on inflicting bleeding as much as we can, and this skill on default deals 4 hits per second. But it keeps draining our balls, so we need a strategy to not leave our balls empty. As usual, this sword is the main weapon for everyone. Because we are focused on bleeding, there is no need to look for any critical extra element damage, attack speed, or elemental damage. And here are the affixes you should look for. Having a higher skill cooldown means you can spam both Colossal Might and Unflinched, so it's necessary if you want to spin around the boss in close range. Try to get your mana regen to 70%. Combined with the intelligence bonus from Valkyrie, you should have enough mana to continuously use Whirlwind Slash. Helmet, armor, and shoes are basically filled with survival affixes. You can also add block rate if you want. With Onslaught, you can increase the Whirlwind Slash's number of hits from 4 to 6. Add Backlash to double the number. Black Archknight Soul is our source of damage, adding Bleeding with 33% chance. Bleeding is a special damage, which will decrease the enemy's HP by 5% and cannot be dodged. Serendipity can increase the bleeding chance up to 66%, so this Fatebound is surprisingly good. And lastly, without Blowout, we will have a very hard time to clear the map. Knight Soul also helps us to make sure our attack hits. The disadvantage is not a problem, since we don't use critical for bleeding anyway. So here is the complete Fatebound set and its examples. On the left is the first Warliege on the ranking, and on the right side has almost 4,000 HP. Knight Soul is perfect if you need more HP for survival. There is only a small difference in skill distribution. As for the Valkyrie's boons, it's almost the same as the Bounding Shield build. In theory, bleeding can kill any boss even if they had 1 billion HP, because it deals percentage damage. Also, I forgot to mention 2 things about this build. 1. Don't use Vortex Ring because it will change the damage type into a fire element and will invalidate bleeding, so the whole build will become useless. And 2. If you still lack of mana, you can use this pet buff temporarily. So here is my evaluation for both Bounding Shield and Whirlwind Slash build. So, that's it for the video. Now I will announce the previous contest winner. Let's see what they had to say. Thanks to everyone who participated in this small contest, and now I will pick up the most liked comment and 2 of the best comments. And the most liked comment is, congratulations to Christian Octavianus for winning with 12 likes. His resolutions are 1. Marry the kids on this basement. 2. Finding a controversial document related to a chaotic situation in Indonesia. And 3. Thinking about 2025 resolutions. Congratulations to Alnorma Cabago. I won't talk about the content, but can I give you my back too? Congratulations to our last winner, Hyuljin. If you're really running naked, I will give you an extra $5. Congratulations to all the winners. Please tag me in the comment section to discuss the prize delivery. By the way, I've been thinking about something for so long. Why does this shield throw look like a donut? But it is surely more similar to